Hello. Is audio working okay? You all hear me? Excellent. Okay. The game's not making any sound yet, so I don't know if that'll need to be adjusted, but hi. I got a game to play on stream because it was on sale and because I felt like it. And because I've heard a bajillion good things about it. And it would be nice if my top behaved. But yeah, let me know if the audio needs any adjusting. And I'm gonna go check the settings to make sure that there's no like... Yeah. You have game audio. Okay, good. Motion blur is a no. I hate motion blur. Surprised it set it to automatically medium. Maybe that's because I'm streaming. Thank you, Fan. I love you. I mean, you can't hear me. Has fun at store. Okay. I am good to go, I think. Yeah, that should be good. Hopefully. And we'll find out in a bit if it needs adjusting, but I'm gonna go find. If you haven't noticed, I am exceptionally gay. Okay, I'm gonna play a normal mode because I'm streaming and I don't need to embarrass myself.
Back to the beginning. We all come to a story with hopes and expectations, looking for an answer. Sometimes it would be better to live with that hope without ever knowing the full story. In a horror story, there are only victims and monsters. And the trick is not to end up as either. But trapped by the genre, we are all ripped to pieces along the way.
Hey, Birdie.
This is not the story I hoped it would be. This is not the ending I wanted.
Yeah, people
This
were
story will
kidding
eat us
about
alive.
how this would be interesting
This
to me
story is a
specifically. The whole thing of being trapped in the genre. I don't know, I just felt like Alan Wake 2 is probably a good game to play just after releasing I Saw the TV Glow video. I gotta turn the volume down, I can barely hear. There, that should be better. Always. I am always the gayest in the room. I will fight anyone for the title. The only person that can match my gay is my girl. Oh! Okay. Yeah, is there like a streamer mode so that I can avoid nudity showing up? I hate QuickTime events. I think they're bad. I don't care. Ooh, yeah. Oh, that might be a problem. We will see if I get dinged for copyright. Oh, that's always fun. I'm gonna go Google it. Because I know people have streamed this game, so it must be fine to stream on Twitch and YouTube. But I just want to be careful. Just in case. We're just gonna be... Okay. Interface. That is not an obvious... Oh, this can only be changed in the main menu. Okay. Yeah, I think Twitch is a little better about it, and YouTube I could challenge it, saying it's part of art, right? But I just really want to be careful, so we're just gonna flick that nudity sensor on. Red jacket. Sure. Why not? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Jennifer. Yeah, Canada doesn't have the same Thanksgiving as y'all do, and it has a different history and context.
Sometimes it would be better to live with that hope without ever knowing the full story.
But I knew there'd probably be some American people in the audience who might be having a rough day or feeling kind of lonely, so I thought streaming would be a good idea.
And the trick is not to end up as either. But trapped by the genre, we are all ripped to pieces along the way. This is not the story I hoped it would be.
Okay, that's kind of an amazing description of a video game.
This is not the
Dio
ending I wanted.
from JoJo's.
This story will eat us alive. This story is a monster.
Monster.
And monsters wear many faces.
Oh yeah, fuck the pilgrims. Every day, always. I think that probably got censored. on YouTube because it's not popping up in my chat thing, but yeah, I agree. Hello, random strange man. Yes! I love that their solution is janky underwear. That's so good. Oh yeah, I know it's not literally Dio, but just the description of playing a Dio-like character. I can't get over the grungy underwear.
Already gone.
Yeah. How's everybody doing? What's new? What's going on? Ooh, I do not like hearing the voices off in the distance. I don't know if stream will pick that up very well. Is it pretty quiet? I'm glad I set low intensity, low volume on the jump scare stuff. Not a big jump scare fan. I think it's the least interesting thing. They really captured this guy's glistening skin well. It's a weird thing to notice. Oh, I love that birdie. If people don't know, Birdie makes really, really beautiful art, and you should follow them on Blue Sky and go read their comics and stuff. Drawing your little guys is a great exercise. This game is Alan Wake 2. I thought it would be fun to stream it and talk about it. So I'll probably never do a video on it. But from what people are saying, I do think I'd be interested in discussing it as I play and analyzing it. Oh, okay. Not the fucking achievement! And I'm a little less awkwardly angled. Not a fan of this editing style. I don't find jump scares scary, is the thing. Like, they just annoy me. I find them lazy more than anything else, if I'm being honest. I think they're just kind of very boring way to engage with the audience. I like the first Alan Wake, but I've never finished it. So I might do that at some point. But I've heard a lot about Alan Wake 2, and I think based on a lot of the writing that I've been doing for Jesse, especially, I think there's
Hey, kiddo.
some stuff here I'll be interested in.
I'm good, Mom. How are you?
This trip might take a little longer than I thought. I'm sorry I've been gone so much lately, Logan.
Oh my god, Mom, it's not your fault people get all murdery. What happened?
Just work stuff.
Right. Well, that
My
is
god,
especially
Mom.
related
It's
to
like not your fault. There's like mass murderers.
So good.
No spoilers.
I know how to talk like an.
Get back to the show. You were supposed to wait and watch with me. I love you both.
This is what happens when you go on work trips, Mom. Love you too. Say hi to Casey. Tell him to stop brooding so much.
Logan?
I find writing of teenagers really funny
Kiddo.
whenever it's off. Probably because I coached a lot of teenagers, and I've spent a decent
Logan thinks you should
chunk
try
of time
tearing up.
around them, and also been a teenager myself once. Weirdest way to word it. But my point is that, like, I just find it really funny how odd a lot of adults write teenagers.
It can't be a coincidence that another body turns up just as we arrive in town.
I mean, I explained pretty extensively how. It's because they don't want to listen.
I'm glad you're on this case with me, Anderson. It's right up your alley. You should take lead.
Hello, Max Payne.
Is the backup.
Okay.
Storming.
Any words of advice?
Nothing that would cheer anyone up.
Of his voice. Nothing that would cheer anyone up. I had to take painkillers to heal my health pool.
Cauldron Lake.
Time to get to work. A deputy was supposed to be here to show us to the crime scene. There's the car, so where's the deputy?
Eaten by a bear? I'll check out that map.
I love gravelly boys and their
Colonel.
Colonel.
Someone.
I'm not walking all the way back down there. Hey, over here. Hey there. Agent Casey, right? Sheriff.
You know what I really need to do?
Coming by to take over the case.
I really need to watch all of Twin Peaks
Anderson?
because so much art is based on it.
Saga Anderson. I'll be leading this case. Seems you already know my partner, Alex Casey.
Shoot. Sorry about that, ma'am. I'm Deputy Mulligan. I just figured that,
Federal agents right here, Thornton.
my partner Thornton, down at the crime scene. He's not what you call the sharpest axe in the shed.
Yeah, I've heard that it connects a lot to the Renamity cinematic universe, as it were. But I think it mostly works on its own, is what some of my friends have said.
What can you tell us about the crime scene?
Tell him about the heart. I was getting to that, Thornton. Well, we reckon there are some organs that are currently outside the victim's person when they should be, well, inside.
I love this guy. He sucks.
Yeah, a couple out-of-towners. I wonder what they were doing sneaking around the woods at night. Not that we have anything against city folk, right, Thornton? But
I've heard the
worry.
return's
Sheriff
really
Granger
interesting
took
as
them
a work
back
of
to town
art.
a while ago.
I will admit I am probably woefully unaware of a lot of unfortunately woefully unaware of a lot of Lynch's work in
I want to see
general.
the body.
I've only
How do we get
watched Dune
Oh, sure, that's real simple. Just
because
through
my
the
dad
hole
and I are
fence,
huge fans
down
of the
hill
book
towards the
Dune,
lake,
so
around the
obviously he
old
showed me the
convenience
movie
store.
when I was a
You
kid.
can't miss it. Everything's been closed since the area was fenced off. The store, the campground, all of it.
Mulligan, tell him I'm here waiting. I'll show him around.
They got it, Thornton.
I am glad that the voice actor for
Before
Max
we get
Payne
the
was
crime
able
scene, there's
to
time to review the facts of the
play
case so
Alex
far.
Casey in this one.
Make sure I'm seeing the clues clearly.
For context to those who don't know, in Alan Wake 1, Alex Casey is the protagonist of Alan Wake's, like, very popular cop noir books, and those books are basically Max Payne in 1 and 2. For Dune recommendations, read up to Children of Dune and then stop there. You will have a better time.
The Mind Place. My version of the Mind Palace technique. To sift through clues and work the case. Building the Mind Place again for each case. Using each field office as a model in my head.
You've got to go to your Mind Palace so you can understand the case.
Everything we know about the
I'm
previous
sorry.
murders.
Sorry.
Worth taking another look.
I think what's valuable with the trans representation in Twin Peaks, while elements have not aged well, is that there's a real effort there, and that Lynch himself has talked pretty openly, both in the show metatextually by having the character that he plays say certain things, like the sentence "fix their hearts or die" is something that David Lynch says in character about transphobes within the Twin Peaks universe. Part of why I want to watch the show. So it's unfortunate that a cis actor plays the character, absolutely, and that really bothers me. But I do value that, like, it's of its time, far ahead of where most media was at the time, and it's trying, and it cares, you know? And I think Lynch in general, I would really, really, really highly recommend my friend Maggie Mayfish's videos on David Lynch's entire oeuvre, especially Twin Peaks, which is where most of my knowledge on the show comes from. But, like, from what I know, but from what I know, like, David Lynch has been someone who has been consistently critiquing the sexist structures of the, you know, genres and medium that he's within for a very, very, very long time, and generally handles things quite well. And I think what really matters more is, like, it's not necessarily whether something is perfect, but what we get from it and the values of it. Alan Sleep, too. Alan EP. I love you both for this. When will we get to play as Alan EP?
I see you're already hard at work, Anderson. Close to cracking it?
We're just getting started. Let's head down the hill to the crime scene. Hey, Casey.
Meditating so hard I don't pay attention to my surroundings.
Why now?
Look, Anderson, you're a better detective than I am. You've cracked cases that had the rest of us baffled. I don't want to slow you down.
Are you thinking of retiring? You know what happens to cops who say this is their last case.
Mm-hmm. Real funny, Anderson.
Okay, Alan EP is so good.
I'm gonna go check something out. Be right back.
Just Alan. Maybe at the end of the stream, if I feel like it, I'll try to draw Alan EP if people remember. A
creepy twig sculpture?
Because Alan EP, I love Alan EP. I love it so much. Alan EP, my beloved. I can just picture him, you know, at the desk with the typewriters, having a little nap time. Like, I'll just sketch it as like a little nap time cartoon Alan.
Stairs are out. You okay to jump down?
I'm not
But
that old.
here, a way to maybe motivate people to support the stream. If we get to 25% of the goal, I will draw Alan EP at the end of the stream.
Fucking nature. Gives me a headache. There's too much sky.
I'll be back in a second.
Roger.
Alan EP. Alan EP stands there grumpily, with a plastic mat for nap time under his arm. But there isn't time for napping. Too much going on. Too much in his head. I am playing it. Yeah, I picked it up.
Is that a
It's on sale.
kid's lunchbox? An Alex Casey movie lunchbox. Casey hates the endless jokes about coincidentally having the same name as a fake detective. He hates those cheesy crime books, but he really hates the movies.
Cool. Okay, I like that. I'm actually quite good at survival horror games, even if they freak me out. The problem is that they freak me out in a way that makes me like overly cautious as a player, and overly exact with my aiming, for the most part. You know, it is one fun thing. With the new computer, I can finally stream Dead Space, the remake, because my old computer wasn't able to do that.
This can't be the right way.
Okay.
Welcome back.
How long do I intend to stream? I don't know. Until I get tired, probably. What time is it?
Not a bad place to get
It's already
murdered.
7.
If getting back to nature is your thing.
Is it 7? Oh. Anyway. How is the mic sound, by the way? Is it okay? So I can try moving it around. Actually, I have an idea. Aha! There we go. That should hopefully be a touch better. And I'll just turn up the gain a touch as well. Okay, how's that? Is that good? Regardless of the universe, Max Payne will always have bad movie adaptions. This is, in fact, Alan Wake 2. I kind of love that the game's first 2 playable characters aren't Alan, and also aren't generally protagonists we get to see in a lot of video games. So it's kind of unfortunate that one of the only times I've ever seen even like a chubby character be a playable character, that they just die immediately. That's kind of fucked up. Gosh darn it, Mulligan.
Deputy Thornton, I take it.
That's me.
I'm just a stinky little town cop.
So, now the body's behind the store. Come on, I'll show you.
I'm gonna look in the store.
That's so cool. Hunting down psycho serial killers, shootouts with the mob.
You forgot the UFO cover.
Interesting.
Let's just see this body, shall we?
Yeah, I think this game, if you're the type to really get like freaked out, I think this would really get to you. It's not hitting me too much yet, but I don't know. There's very specific things that get to me with horror things. I'm not sure if it's worth trying to explore other areas nearby. 'Cause I haven't really found much of anything. I guess I found that one lunchbox. Well, the first game wasn't particularly kind to cops either, so... There's no mystery in Cauldron Lake being named after its cauldron shape, and yet there are many mystery... I don't know why this is the voice I'm going with. There are many mysterious stories about the lake. It's being a gloomy doorway to the underworld, or of a witch whose cauldron the lake really was. Legend tells that when the affections of a local sheriff went unanswered, he accused the lady in question of having bewitched him. She was drowned, but a dropped ladle grew into a strange tree named Witch's Ladle. The woman returned to avenge her wrongdoers. If she was not a witch before, she was one now. She killed the sheriff, drowning him in the lake. Then she took out his heart and locked it in a box. With the heart, she would summon him from the lake to exact revenge on her behalf, or so the legend goes. Oh, that kind of explains the sheriff character in the first game. Interesting. What are my favorite horror movies?
Can't go any further. Water's too deep.
Gotta think about that. Alien? Alien is one of my favorite films of all time, so obviously it's on the list. There's a lot of horror that I saw in my teenage years that I don't know how I'd react if I went back to it. You know what I mean? Like, I remember really liking Evil Dead Remake, but I don't know if I would say it's a favorite now, because I haven't seen it in years. Trying to think of what else.
I think I saw something. It'll only take a minute.
I'll wait here.
Oh, what was I saying? Yeah. Trying to think of, like, horror films that I really like. 'Cause I do love horror. I remember really liking that one where they're a group of like cave divers, and they go underground, and then there's like weird, not human, sort of human creatures that eat them all. Yeah. Well, Mitch told me today that her family's moving away. This sucks. I haven't told her that I like her yet. What's the point anymore? She said her parents want to get better jobs and get her to a better school in a big city. I guess that's fair. Who wants to stay in bright fucking fall? So I told her. She said thanks. Fucking kill me. I snuck out last night again, went to the big house with the lake instead of just watching it from here like I always do. Instead of just sitting around like I always do. Screw that. Anyway, something weird is going on down there. I'm gonna find out what. Going to go back there tomorrow with better gear. Bet I can find a way inside the building, take some photos. It's gonna be epic. Ammo. Yeah. Descent. Thank you. Yeah, I like Descent.
Who's leaving these out here?
I know things can get a little crazy around here, but if you're ever feeling scared, just remember that Alan is watching over us. Yeah, I remember liking Descent. I'm trying to think of horror movies. I'm so bad when questions are asked about, like, name a thing. My brain's like, huh? What? I like the Babadook. The Babadook's quite good. All hail gay savior Babadook. What's it doing? I get distracted so easily and confused. Here lived the Witch of Cauldron Lake. Beware! Her spirit may still haunt this place. I will say, as someone who's spent a lot of time in forests like this, I really love how they capture it. Oh yeah, Babadook is very mental illness code. I mean, Babadook is pretty explicitly a film about depression and grief and the way that you kind of just have to learn to live with it. Sorry for getting your boots wet, Saga. I have to like look at a list of horror films to be like, oh yeah, this one and this one. So feel free to throw out your favorites in the chat, and I will give my opinions if I've seen them. Ilkavilli. That's very fair. I am far too much of a dyke. But I can recognize it. I don't know how to describe it when I can be like, I understand why people are attracted to this man. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like an intellectual comprehension and not... Yeah. I'm glad that I've already found some of the manuscript thingies.
Wonder what's inside. I should take a look around for a way to open this thing.
Let this be a warning to you, fellow trespassers. They say the lake is a caldera, something formed by an erupting volcano or the sinkholes it leaves in its wake. But what if that's not true? What if it's something else, something less natural and much more man-made, intentional? I say the lake's not formed, it's designed, and it has a purpose. The lake is a hiding place. Beneath the calm surface lies a secret machinery ready to be activated at the press of a button. And the people with the button, they're in that big house by the lake preparing. I know it. First drawing, waterline, real caldera is made from a volcano, lava. Second drawing, waterline, engineered structure, strange machines. Oh, so it's just like a weird conspiracy theory thing. I see.
Hey there, Mr. Deer. You remind me of a dream I had.
You don't like any horror movies? That's so fair. I don't think... I find it weird the way that people approach the idea that, like, being able to watch horror and not have it affect you is, like, a virtue thing, and having it affect you too much to be able to watch it is somehow a negative. I think, like... I don't know. I find a lot of the value that I get from horror, I think, is in its emotional extremeness. There's a term that Sarah Zedig coined called emotional extremophile. It kind of describes, like, certain people's response to trauma, and I think definitely describes me, how do you like the knitting hero? I had it made just for you. Interesting. Hey, Molly. That like, when you've been through really extreme shit, sometimes you purposefully seek that out in art. And I think that's part of why I gravitate, not necessarily towards horror in and of itself, but to specific types of horror. That's why I really, really, really love Mike Flanagan's work. Like, if I think about my favorite horror, it's a lot of it isn't film. A lot of it's TV and video games, which I find interesting. It truly incredible timing for you to show up. I'm guessing it's in the Patreon Discord. But yeah, I think, ooh, that's a good point, Random Nerd. The virtue of not being affected by horror is just toxic masculinity. Yeah, I do think that is a good way of viewing aspects of it, for sure. Oh, I see. Hands, fridge, nap. Got it. Symbols. I see. So, wash your hands is the sink in here, and it's got 2 triangles overlapping. Okay, up and down on the fridge, and then the nap was away from each other. Okay. That's so fair, Birdie. Like, I honestly find it harder to find time to engage with media because of work. Let me go check again. Yeah, oh, okay. So up and down overlap like that. But yeah, like I think being like, oh, I'm so tough about horror is kind of absurd, because it's like, why are you going to horror then? If you aren't there to get fucked up by it in some way. Hey, I solved the puzzle. I hate those. Thank you, Epic Games, for your annoying achievement notifications. I did get the deluxe because I'd heard the DLC was like some of the best writing in the game. Oh yeah, no, I get that, Birdie, for sure. Like, Cliff Studio's right there, or DaVinci Resolve in my case is right there. Like, work is always right there. When, yeah. No, I've been trying more and more this year to be purposeful with my rest and take time, because I find it actually like lets my brain rest a bit so I can get back to being creative. But it is hard. It is hard to engage with the media.
Step 1.
When you're always doing it.
Examine the corpse. Body is positioned on the table. Ritualistic.
Yeah, that's an interesting topic. I feel like we don't talk enough about how media. I hate it, Adobe. I hate Adobe. Never, ever, ever.
Another body turns up just as we arrive in town.
Yeah. Okay.
Finding a Casey movie lunchbox out here can't be a coincidence.
Wait, what was I saying? Yeah, I think Vision of the Body Snatchers is a really interesting film.
Keep trying.
Yeah. That is wild, Birdie. I think it's really easy. I think it's really easy as artists and people in general, because we work for ourselves, because we don't have specified times to let it like consume you.
The killer left the heart right next to the body. Bruising on the wrist from the cargo straps holding him down.
Definitely, Random Nerd. I hadn't thought about the accessibility aspect of it, but it is interesting. I do think that it's also interesting that the case board shows how the character thinks. It's gamifying the internal mentality, and thus furthering sort of a ludonarrative consonance and connection between player and an avatar.
Heart removed from chest, strapped by the wrists. Definitely matches the previous murders.
it lets you sort of think about how she is thinking and how she's approaching stuff. And I know that Alan has a different thing where he approaches things more like a writer with a plot board. And I think that's really interesting. Even if you are going to use Adobe, don't give them money. Especially because the official versions will scrape all your stuff and make AI bullshit off of it.
Multiple killers? Large amount
Not
of
that it's even AI, but yeah.
The victim died here.
Oh, yes! Yes, he did, Jennifer Starbush. I fucking love Lost Boys. What a... okay. 1 second. I need to make sure I'm remembering the name of the film right, and I'm not just, like, saying that out of... yeah, The Lost Boys. Okay, so for those who don't know, Lost Boys is a film by Joel Schumacher from 1987. Now, the reason I'm bringing up the director specifically is that he is gay. And that's extremely relevant. Sorry, distracted. So, like, I'm just going to switch to the big camera so I can talk about this for a second. So, Lost Boys is a film that I've considered talking about at some point in a video because I think it's really interesting in how weird it is about certain things. So, The Lost Boys, to me, is a queer allegory from someone who is struggling within the closet. I'm not really reading that far into it considering Joel was in the closet at the time. And considering that it's during the AIDS epidemic, and there's just this messiness in there of, like, the reading is there, and I don't love that it's there, that you can definitely read the AIDS metaphor onto the vampires in Lost Boys really easily. And I think in some ways it's kind of a sad thing but also interesting thing that it kind of explores that repression and that negative view of self. It's like it's like if Owen from I Saw the TV Glow made a movie about a queer metaphor. Kind of. It's very, yeah. And I love it. I love it. I love that it's messy, and I love that it's not a good metaphor, but it's an interesting one. And yeah, it's definitely Birdie. That definitely counts as a favorite horror movie. But yeah, so if you've ever wondered why Joel Schumacher's Batman movies are like that, it's because he's gay, and he's specifically gay for Batman. The bat nipples are a gay thing. Gay leather fetish. So, I'm so glad that I could improve some of yours thoughts about Joel Schumacher's Batman movies, because to me, they're high camp. They're great. I love it. Like, Poison Ivy pulls from drag queen aesthetics in those movies. I think that's hilarious. I love Joel Schumacher's Batman movies. They're not good. I love them. They're so absurd. And I think they definitely win gayest Batman adaptation. But yeah, Molly pointed out something a little bit ago that I wanted to return to, which is because we were talking about, like, horror and people engaging with it as, like, a way to prove toughness and how that can be really unhealthy. And taking that to the most extreme form, Molly was talking about people who go and watch, like, gore porn stuff, and then it, like, really messes them up, right? Like, it traumatizes them and numbs them and messes them up. And I think there's something really interesting but messed up about that dynamic, and I think about that a lot with a couple of things. Like, even Mortal Kombat as a series, the ways in which constantly watching real violence and real destruction of bodies to recreate it, quote-unquote, realistically, like, actually traumatized people who worked at the company making Mortal Kombat. And I'm always hesitant about the way that people try to present media as especially media that explores extreme topics as like dangerous. I'm always cautious of engaging with that argument. I do think there's something to be said about the way that we don't always consider enough how our brains often can't differentiate between what is real and what is witnessed through digital recreation, right? And I think there's just some interesting things that sit there. Oh my god, yeah. Okay, Molly, we gotta have like a longer conversation about Lost Boys sometime. I do agree on sort of liking camp by default. Like, I think we deserve more absurd, campy stuff, and I think that, yeah, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin can be considered guilty pleasures depending on how you feel. Yeah, no, they're definitely guilty pleasures of mine. I think they're very silly. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I find this an interesting dynamic because I do tend to seek out more extreme art, both emotionally and topic wise. It's definitely something that you can see also in like my friend Ruby Codex Entry's work as well.
Someone was drinking.
Something we both talked about a lot. Like I think. I'm not sure that would go with the killers, but okay.
Prints indicating multiple killers. Quite
Yeah.
the party.
Yeah, no, I you know what I want from Batman that we're not getting, and I really wish we would get again? I would really love it if we'd get another Batman story that, like, I just would love to see Bat Family stuff explored in live action, and I'd love stuff that, like, explores more of the character instead of this, like, oh, he's just, like, so edgy and serious. It's like,
Locked.
Bruce is actually a really silly person in a lot of ways. And to be honest, like, I think one of the best Batman movies of the last decade, actually ever really, is Lego Batman, because I think Lego Batman, like, understands the fundamental found family nature of Batman and his queerness much better than the rest of the live action have.
Hello, this is Agent Anderson and Agent Casey, FBI. We'd like to come in and ask a few questions pertaining to an investigation.
The station heads are not currently available. Access is restricted without their permission.
Nice talking to you, too.
Yeah, Kevin Conroy's Batman is great, and I love that he did purposefully suffuse aspect of his queer experience into the character and into how he performed him, and
Look, I get that the UFO thing was a joke, but you're probably trained to joke about it, right? To deflect, hide the truth from the average Joe.
Anderson. Hey, let's get back to work over here, can we?
but I don't know what I'm supposed to interact with. I'm still big screen. Thank you, Pen. I love you. Any thoughts on Adam West Batman? I mean, Adam West Batman is the camp Batman. It is the most camp Batman. And I think it's often
Any idea who the victim is?
kind of ignored in a
His
weird
name is
way.
Nightingale.
Or laughed off.
He was FBI. He came to town about 13 years ago. I haven't heard a word about him since. Well, until now.
Nightingale. Robert Nightingale?
Oh, yes. You probably knew him. Brothers in arms. Oh, and sisters.
I hope they make a Batman Beyond live adaptation that's even gayer. Not that I care massively about franchise stuff. Oh no, it's not showing what that is, Pen. I don't know. My thing is glitched out. I'm gonna go check YouTube. I want to know what that is. Oh yeah, I always forget to go enable. You do monetize. Thank you. Okay, what was I doing? Right, ticks. I hate ticks. Oh, it's Kissy. I love you, Pen. What was I doing? Where am I? The DC animated universe over in the corner neglected. It's for real.
So you knew our victim.
Well, I didn't recognize him in his current state. But yeah, I ran into him a few times at Quantico. Never worked any cases together.
Never worked any
After
cases
his partner
together.
got killed in the field, he went off the deep end. Got the boot pretty quick after that.
Nightingale went missing 13 years ago, 2010.
The same as all the other victims.
Certainly fits the pattern. Makes me wonder what was going on that year.
Probably something this town wants to forget.
So what happened to Nightingale after the Bureau let him go?
I only know the rumors. Depression led to booze, booze led to paranoia. He got some wild ideas in his head, chased ghosts until he fell off the map. Guess he ended up here.
I bet there's more to that story.
But no happy ending.
The thing I'm most disappointed about with DC and animated stuff is that we aren't going to get the finishing, like the end of the Young Justice storyline.
Robert Nightingale, ex-FBI, came to Bright Falls 13 years ago.
Because I vaguely remember that, Random Nerd. Yeah.
They planned for the murder to happen here, passing the time with equipment ready. They were waiting for him. But why Nightingale? He's been missing for 13 years. Why here? Why now? Profiling. Get into the subject's head. See what they saw. Feel what they felt. Use whatever I know about them to guide my intuition to a revelation. Piece it together. Agent Nightingale has been MIA for 13 years. How did he end up here?
Up from the lake that's not a lake. It's dark. He was there too. You are not allowed in the lake until he says otherwise.
Robert Nightingale came from the lake before his murder. Nightingale was chosen as the victim. Why?
Flick the switch. It goes click. Lights are off. But somebody's home. Somebody's home.
This wasn't some random act of violence. This was a ritual. And Nightingale a component. They didn't see him as a person. More like a container for something. Nightingale was chosen as the victim. Why?
Flick the switch.
I already listened to that. Can I escape?
Lights are off.
Okay,
But
I see.
somebody's home.
The lake is connected to Nightingale somehow.
Yeah.
Casey, let's take a look down by the lake.
It is weird how they just don't...
Sounds good.
They don't market their own stuff.
Okay, well,
Which is kind of baffling when you're
I'll just wait here.
making art. Like, I don't know. I think Warner Brothers is probably one of the scummiest companies out there.
I think Nightingale came up from that direction.
For so many reasons. I mean, just look at how they're acting with J.K. Rowling stuff. Like, they waited to be full-throated. We love J.K. Rowling until right after...
Sure.
Excuse me. Trump got voted in again, and then the instant Trump got voted in again, they're like, yes, she's super involved in the show. Hey, look, we support her, because they know that transphobia is more popular now. Like, I mean, all corporations are like that. All corporations are the fucking enemy, but...
The job is unfinished.
Warner Bros. Is just so consistently scummy. The frequency with which they delete art that is finished, that is ready to go, that should be out there, they delete it just because of some, like, tax write-off bullshit. And it's very consistently art that is marginalized in some way.
A page full of text on one side. Not a printout. Written with a typewriter. Old school. Lines scratched out and edits.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry, I'm very sniffly and sneezy. My allergies have been so bad that I don't want to take Reactin because I've been really drowsy already, and I don't want to be more drowsy. But I find the only the only allergy medication that works for me makes me drowsy. So it's like,
the victim was one of their own. FBI special agent Robert.
No, David Zaslav's the scumbag of the hour for sure.
The first step down into terrifying depths.
Reading the words.
I will help you in a heartbeat, Birdie.
Someone knew they were here. Someone playing a game with them. An invitation. How could they not accept, even if they knew it would end up hurting them?
Thank you. I like my hair color too. It's showing up really interestingly on the camera.
You were right. This is right up my alley. Nightingale came this way. Either he dropped this page, or the killers left it for us.
I do need to re-dye at some point before I film another video.
I'm gonna go check
but I like
something
it's
out.
popping up on camera right
Be right
now.
back.
Got it.
We found a page in the woods. A story about these events. What is Nightingale's role in this?
I carry his words close to my chest now. Inside, the awful truth. You must dig it out.
Something was put inside him. In his chest. I must find out what.
I haven't had an official haircut since before I came out as trans. Like, the year I kicked out my abusive roommate, and like that winter, like that December was the last time I had a real haircut. And then ever since then, I've just been cutting it myself. Yeah. Gender affirming, not haircut. Yeah. No, like, I mean, obviously I have been cutting it because I do the side shave on this side. And I sometimes clip this hair down a little bit using some scissors. But yeah, I definitely have the haircut.
I think he came from the lake. but his tracks make no sense.
I carry his words close to...
Casey, I think something's been put inside Nightingale's body. Let's tell the deputies to get the body to the town morgue.
Okay.
Yeah. Step 1 of transition is let your hair go untamed for a while. Yeah, step 2 is having queer friends and things cut your hair.
Did you know this entire area is inside a cauldron?
That's so real, Birdie. That's actually amazing. Because then you can style it and stuff.
This crater out of the earth.
It's hard to like style my hair because it's so like I don't do anything to make it curly. It is just extremely ringlety at baseline.
You got it. I used to love geology.
But it is very annoying because it gets knotted really easily, and then I have to spend a bunch of time in the shower combing it.
That's almost a crime, Anderson.
I'm not gonna say no to quality time with a volcano. I mean, my daughter.
I hope you didn't get stuck in any of those big puddles. Crazy flooding down there, huh? Just like I said.
Well, step 2 is burying your past self so your real self can survive.
Deputy, I want the body taken back to town for a proper examination.
Well, sure, but the coroner won't be back in town for another week after Deer Fest.
Not a problem. I'll do it myself.
Oh, and Sheriff Breaker called to say he's got the bookers at the Oh Dear Diner in town. Oh, and I've got a key to the gate. It's a shortcut back to the parking lot just up the hill.
Time-specific stuff is so cool, but also I imagine very hard.
Thanks. Let's get the car. Drive to
Alice,
the
Jesus. Maybe not an appropriate joke we made in the chat.
The diner, right? I could use a cup of coffee.
Let's try that shortcut the deputy mentioned.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I bet the corpse autopsy is an experience.
Pretty woods. Cute lodge we got set up in. We should go for a hike if we get a chance.
Now you're just being mean, Anderson.
Deputies aren't exactly up to the task, but hopefully the sheriff will be more helpful.
Well, these cops are useless, but maybe this other cop will not be useless. Saga. No. They're cops. All they know is be useless and hurt people that aren't privileged. Actually, they just kind of hurt everybody. So, just they specifically know attack marginalized people. I think there's a value though in like what you're doing in terms of grounding fantasy within elements of reality.
Leading to a dead end.
And also, like, there is the types that get mad at that type of thing too. That if you don't want to have to deal with them, yeah.
And why take out his heart just to throw it away?
Stuff in something for us to find.
I'll be back in a second.
Roger.
I finally made my way to Cauldron Lake. The fence was easy to climb over with the proper gear and skills, which I thankfully possess. Next goal, spotting the rare and elusive orange-crowned warbler. A little late this season, but hopefully I can catch it before it begins its journey south. I've noticed intriguing behavior of the surrounding common bird life. They seem to be alarmed and swarm around the lake. No birds of prey nearby. There are some strange sounds carried on the wind, however. Nothing I can recognize or explain. Getting a little concerned. Might have to find another spot, somewhere safer. The sounds are getting closer. Moved inland. Foliage is stunning. Must come back and fall. Had to stop and sketch this gorgeous vine maple, just at the way the Methuselah's beard hangs off it. This is why trees are better than people. Speaking of people, saw some drunk guy staggering around the forest earlier, acting weird. Maybe drugs? Kept my distance. Should probably find another spot. So annoying. After I saw that weirdo guy, I decided to change spots again. Moved up the mountain a bit. Found a fantastic overlook to camp at, but I'm more interested in this Alaska onion grass. Invasive but edible and surprisingly tasty.
started hearing wolves or wild dogs or something like 10 minutes ago, but they sound wrong. Rabies? Want to leave, but the sun's going down and my stupid phone's dead. Gonna hide in the tent and hope they go away. Something's really not right with this place. Story where the cop going outside the law is actually realizing that the entire institution of policing is rotten to the core and he needs to take the entire police force down. You know, there's stories that almost do that, but they almost always do the thing of like, there's just a couple bad apples. The good cop will fix it type of thing. Yeah. I think it'd be interesting to have a story that explicitly has a cop that realizes that they should stop being a cop. And why? Interesting.
I think I saw something. It'll only take a minute.
I'll wait here.
Wait. The sheriff is the protagonist from Quantum Break? That's fascinating. His name's Breaker?
Page out of my head. I've never seen killers reach out so directly before.
Damn impressive work so far. With your technique, these hunches were moving fast.
I wasn't sure about taking a case so far from home, but I'm thrilled to be here for this mystery.
I mean, there is one example. Blade Runner 2049. Blade Runner 2049 and specifically Deckard's arc between Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049 is an example.
Get a feel for the town.
This game is pretty.
The diner's just up the waterfront. Shouldn't keep the sheriff and our witnesses waiting.
I smell coffee.
I'm gonna go check something out. Be right back.
Got it.
I need something to cut this.
Yeah, second lock I've found that needs to be cut like that. Max Payne has seen Stranger Things. What I find interesting too is that the game has taken a long time to present any sort of combat or adversary or anything. Like, how far in are we? Where are you? Oh, yeah. Been playing for an hour, and I think it's a good choice. I think the focusing in on, like, this is...
So sleepy. Just a few more days.
That's not ominous. What's interesting in this is this hallway is in control. I actually encountered it by accident when I was playing control. Why are you sitting in a dark room? That's so weird. Like, what a weird thing to do. Wait, why does it say Doom on Twitch? Did I mess up? I will fix it. Thank you. It's Alan Wake 2. There we go. I have fixed Twitch.
Okay, it's really funny that Casey's room is like a bajillion coffee mugs. Bro, it's like 90% coffee. Thank you for pointing it out. No, same, because the first game is all about, like, yeah, darkness and stuff. I also think it's really funny that I'm running around with a flashlight indoors in a place that should have lights on.
I can't force it open.
Take it easy.
Why are you all in the dark? It's really weird.
It's not opening.
Oh, I just love that he's just collecting cups. Like, he's not cleaning them up, he's just collecting them. I just feel kind of annoyed where I'm like, I know that the game has stuff to find if you walk off the path you're supposed to go on, but I never know when you're supposed to be doing that, and it kind of annoys me sometimes in game design.
Welcome back, Anderson.
Mr. Anderson, welcome back. Billions of Casey's just living out there. I'm sorry. This is a stupid joke.
That concludes our...
Weapon upgrade. I need 12. I'm almost there.
Hey, how's it going?
There's probably a specific control for... I'll check something. Make sure my computer's not going to die on me. Yeah, no, it's doing fine. Most of the fans have words since I built this thing, so I was like... What are they doing? No, I'm not saying that I want a glowy outline of where I'm supposed to go. I'm saying I dislike when games leave open spaces with no purpose of exploring them, because it just discourages it. It is logically telling the player don't explore, you know, when it's supposed to be telling the player to explore. There we go.
Just how much coffee have you had today, Charlie?
Don't know, don't care.
Alex, did you want a coffee?
Not enough. That's all much. Never enough coffee. Rich, bittersweet nectar. Get in a coffee world.
This is such a specific thing to keep referencing from, like, even I know that Twin Peaks has the whole coffee thing.
Let me guess. The FBI. Welcome to Bright Falls. It's nice to have you here. I got you both some coffee. Oh,
It's Iceman!
Washington's finest.
Nice
Hello,
to
gay
meet
boy.
you. Except for coffee.
You know, I wouldn't say no to another.
I'm Agent Saga Anderson. This is Agent Alex Casey.
Tim Breaker. And let me just say, I'm happy you two are here. Frankly, we could use the help.
Your deputies said you had a couple of witnesses here.
They made them sound like suspects.
Mulligan and Thornton are still on about that? No, the Bookers don't strike me as the murdering type, but you can decide for yourselves.
So for people who don't know, he played... Actually, it might have been him, it might have been his twin brother.
Casey, you compare...
Now I have to go look it up. Because I don't want to be incorrect. DB X-Men. Yes. Where are you? Because, yeah, it might be Sean Ashmore, and it might be his brother, which I only recently found out that there's two of them, and I've just kind of been thinking they're the same person for most of my life. Which I think is really funny. Okay, it is Sean. It is the exact same person. Okay. Because Sean Ashmore's brother is Aaron Ashmore, who's also an actor and has also been in a bunch of things. And for a long time, I thought he was the same person. Yeah. That's actually really funny to reference it in the DLC.
Notes with the sheriff.
Take your time.
I can't believe that happened. Still feel like I'm gonna be sick.
True, Alice. It is interesting. Never go where you're supposed to go. Always explore everything else. Why do you pet the creepy deer heads? Okay, that's actually really funny, Random Nerd, yeah.
Rest easy, buddy.
It's cool seeing some of the places from Alan Wake 1.
Excuse me. I'm Agent Saga Anderson. Are you the Bookers?
That's us. I'm Tammy, and he's Ed.
Hello, officer.
Just Saga is fine, Ed.
So, are we being charged with anything? Because if not, we'd love to get back to our hotel and decompress after what we saw. Take a bath, scream into pillows, that kind of thing.
I'm curious if the game is actually trying to comment on the racism of small town cops.
Okay.
That the white cops with no reason suspected these two.
What were you doing at Cauldron late last night?
I'm a writer. True crime. We're here from New York, doing some research on a famous novelist, Alan Wake, who went missing here. I was down at the lake, getting some details. Perfectly legal.
Interesting. I find true crime such a strange genre.
So what did you see in the woods?
This naked dude came out of the lake, and he was acting crazy, shouting weird shit at us. He must have been on something.
Unless skinny dipping at dawn is a thing around here.
Then we heard shooting.
In my version, he's not skinny dipping. He's just wearing some really greasy underwear.
Cheering with a naked guy with knives, like some kind of satanic cult. And then we bolted and called the cops.
What makes you say it was a cult?
The masks and knives aren't enough.
They were shouting, "Cult of the tree, the cult of the tree, cult of the tree." Oh, and then we found out. The whole thing was terrifying. That's all.
I really appreciate the wide variety of hairstyles in this game. Because, you know, when I was making the Avatar video, I looked at a lot of stuff that people talk about with good and bad representations.
What are the Bookers telling me?
I found their necklace. The symbol is 2 triangles.
The cult wants their spruce tree bag, Tammy.
Finders keepers, Ed. My publisher will want this on the cover.
Tammy found something. A necklace belonging to one of the cultists.
No cult, like I was just having a fucking awesome night.
Why?
The defense was built to say the rider fell in the lake.
I'm glad that it's going to get addressed, because it is interesting to me, like, even the way that they act towards Saga when she's the one in charge, that they assume that Casey would be.
They broke in for the sake of Tammy's book. Nothing to do with a murder. They were telling the truth.
Okay, here's the funniest thing. So canonically, in-game, when she's doing that, time continues. Which means she just stood there, like, asked them some questions, and then just... And that's so real, as someone who dissociates. Dissociation representation.
A necklace these cultists may have dropped.
Okay. Wow. How did you put that together?
It's evidence. You need to hand it over.
Told you not to keep that thing, Jimmy.
Thanks. This could prove to be helpful. Do me a favor. Stick around town for now in case we have any more questions.
Like we'd even dream of missing dear Fez.
Oh God. Saga! Saga Anderson. As I live and breathe. I thought we'd never see you back here after that awful, awful thing happened to your baby girl. How are you?
I'm sorry. Who are you? I don't know what you're talking about.
It's me, silly. Rose. You know me.
I don't think I do.
Weird.
And what horrible thing happened to my baby girl?
She drowned. Your daughter. That's so weird you don't remember.
How do you know I have a daughter?
Oh, I know what this is. You're blocking out your traumatic memories.
What the fuck?
It happens on TV all the time.
I don't like this. It's so uncomfy.
You're mistaking me for someone else.
Personal nightmare for sure.
If you say so.
Good to see you.
That's so weird.
Hey, how's it going?
The jukebox is out of order. The poor old thing can only take so much of the same song being played over and over. I'm as big a fan of Coconut as the next person, but come on! Yeah, like, running into people that you used to know is so uncomfy.
Let's go.
It's even weirder when I've encountered them and then, like,
I got a lead. Looks like we're dealing with a cult.
I recognize them, but they don't know who I am because transition. And then I'm just like, haha, I will pretend that I have not seen you.
Tree, Sheriff?
Only the urban legend. If you're in the woods at night, the cult will get you. That sort of thing.
We're not gonna find out you're the Grand Wizard or something, are we?
I played some D&D back in the day. The wizard was always my favorite class.
Morning, Sheriff. Looks like
Alex Casey really said, are you going to turn out to be a KKK leader?
Yeah, real important guesses.
Which is a good guess. Cops usually are involved.
Too true. More the merrier. Have a good one, Sheriff.
Also, chat, remember if you're enjoying the stream, you can support, and that lets me eat food. Also, if we hit 25% of the goal, I will draw Alan Eepy on stream at the end of the stream. So, if you want to see me draw Alan Eepy, which is just sleepy Alan Wake,
Always has been. Why? What's he doing?
consider supporting the
Saying that my daughter
stream.
drowned. She even knew my name. It was all very weird.
talent for saying.
Oh, I forgot to turn something back on. There. That also.
Weirdest thing possible.
You can make me say things in funny
Let's
voices.
not take it personally.
Hey, boss. Corpse is downstairs ready to go.
Yep, in the morgue. All
Born to EP, forced awake.
As soon as possible.
No, the character we're playing is an FBI agent. The other ones are cops. I'm making fun of the cops.
Anything you need? Just
The FBI has its own issues that are also similar, but not the same.
So we share a morgue with the funeral.
Born to EP, forced awake.
I guess you guys don't have that problem though. Our only coroner.
Me with my insomnia and my fatigue. I literally was born to EP, but forced awake. Sorry, that's a really dumb joke.
I can't say I feel the same.
Don't mind if I do. Yoink. I don't know if the FBC shows up at all. Is this a character from the first game? I vaguely remember there being a woman who looked like that in it.
I can't force it open.
What does everyone else think? Saga just runs around yoinking objects off of the tables.
Start with the external inspection before performing the internal examination. What was
I'm so glad that I chose to,
what other clues
to turn off nudity.
Defensive wounds. They put up a fight.
This looks like text. A tattoo?
Nightingale didn't strike me as a tattoo guy.
The FBC shows up later?
The body
Cool.
shows signs of being submerged in water post-mortem. It doesn't add up. There's writing on here. Can't make it out.
Writing? How'd they manage that?
Aha. They did leave something inside his chest.
Time to see what Nightingale's body can tell us.
Don't you want to be banned from YouTube? Yeah, I also just don't want to see a bloated dude's penis. I'm good.
Makes sense. Chest wound is cause of death, but the corpse is bloated. There's definitely something in his chest. Did the killers leave it there? We're dealing with an organized group of killers, not a lone serial killer. The cult of the tree is behind these murders. This case just became much more complicated. I'll need to start a new file. But it's my first cult case. Exciting. These stashes could contain clues about the cult. Better keep an eye out for more.
Don't need an eye full of corpse. Yeah. That would be eye full of corpse stick would be a hilarious band name. It does sound like something a band would name themselves.
I need to know more about the cult of the tree if I'm going to shut them down.
found about it's interesting and I think valuable that the game
Think, Saga.
Oh, it's gonna be gross. Oh, it's gonna be gross. Okay, now that actually wasn't bad. That was okay. I was expecting worse.
It's the same type of page we found at Cauldron Lake.
Nightingale hunted Saga. Didn't see her. The Taken could not see into bright light. Light hurt them, made them vulnerable. Nightingale had no heart, but here he was, killing.
Someone's created a fucked up fantasy about us.
Hey, hold on. We found
That's where my homework was.
I didn't know.
I'm sorry, Professor. My homework was embedded in someone's chest after they were killed by a cult. Oh my god, I love that Rob Zombie cover.
No, wait.
What?
Sheriff?
What the hell?
Show me the clicker.
It did come to life, so I guess it just...
Didn't see her. Could not see into bright light.
I'll make you pay.
He's coming. No weapon. The page said to get into the light. He can't see me in the light.
How it choose to
My
feel.
gun's out in the hall. Gotta get it back. Vanished.
I would choose to feel 5 comments. So good. Plus the aiming feels good. I found the aiming felt really bad in Control and Alan Wake 1, so... I'm not sure if I should have waited for that, or...
He didn't have a heart, but he still got up. The page predicted all of it.
Saga was back at Cauldron Lake. Saga had to pursue Nightingale. Into the overlap. Finding a way in would be difficult. A ritual. Saga would learn how. Stop the monster.
Okay, there's songs at the end of each chapter. I should probably avoid them just in case of getting dinged.
Nah. Right before things got crazy, Sheriff Breaker just vanished.
Maybe the sheriff knew more than he was letting on.
He seemed anxious, like he dreaded what was coming. One more mystery. There's no rational explanation to what we just saw.
I'd love to blame this on mass hallucination caused by inhaling volcanic gas, but we both know that's bullshit. This was supernatural.
Well, I'm glad you were the one to say it. Now we can figure out a way forward. The victim of a ritualistic murder turns into a monster. Is there a connection?
Looks to me like the cult of the tree is performing rituals to create monsters.
Maybe.
I love when characters in media are just like, yeah, fuck it, this is happening now. Hi, Lady Y, I hope you're doing well.
Must be locked from the other side.
That's locked. What am I supposed to do? Sport time?
A dead man turned into a monster. Light as a way to fight
I
him.
personally, I love
Just
it.
predicting the future. There's no
Lady Y, that's a wild addition.
This is the case we must solve. The page places Nightingale back at Cauldron Lake. Calls him a Taken. We need to head over there, stop him, before anyone else gets hurt.
Okay.
We heard gunshots. Y'all okay?
Did you get spooked by the bodies?
Sheriff Breaker disappeared. Nightingale turned into some sort of a monster, and there are offices down. You two handle things here. We need to get back to Cauldron Lake immediately.
Fuck me. That's terrible. We'll do what we can.
They're like, yeah, we've seen weird shit. We'll do what we can.
Nightingale's heart was missing. How could he do anything?
Yeah, right. Well, that's all crazy talk. Monsters aren't real, and what do you mean the sheriff disappeared?
They're a fine pair.
They're a fine. I love his voice.
Oh dear, I am a tourist, and it appears that I'm lost in the woods. If only had a tour guide, although there's... Oh no, a bear.
Oh no, a bear. Okay, I love this. This is my...
Did somebody call for a tour guide? Oh wow, Koskela Brothers Adventure Tours. Unforgettable tour experiences. at affordable prices. That's right. I'm Normal Koskala voted best coffee roaster / tour guide by Coffee World magazine, and I'm here to give you the tour of a lifetime. But Ilmo, I've heard the government has seized and restricted access to many local nature attractions. That is true, Yanko. Many local attractions have recently become
Seriously, Alice?
and that's why at Koskala Brothers Adventure Tours we say, fuck the government. Oh wow. You think of everything. And we'll take you anywhere. Hiking through the scenic Elderwood National Park.
How much fun they must have had making this specifically.
Bird watching at majestic Mirror Peak.
That's not a Canadian accent at all. Not even slightly.
Lifetime is just one phone call away. Book now to get a 9% discount on this limited edition Oh Dear Diner coffee thermos.
That was amazing. That was high art. I'm so glad I watched that.
My client has been held here long enough.
Yummy.
You gonna let me speak to them or not?
Just a moment, ma'am. Someone will be right with you.
Looks serious. It's like a Paul Verhoeven satirical No, seriously, it does feel almost influenced by Paul Verhoeven's style jokes. I don't want to use stealing the toilet paper. I've been counting them, and there's an entire roll missing every day from stock. Theft is taken seriously around here. It's a sheriff's station, for Pete's sake. One of these days, I'm going to catch you red-handed, and you better believe you're getting thrown out. What a disgrace you are. What kind of nut counts toilet paper rolls? Sounds like you've got too much time on your hands. Oh. Good emotional contrast. You're right. It is a nice moment of levity after the shit that just happened.
How many times do we have to do this, Walter? Huh?
I want out.
At my wits' end.
Something bad's going down. I can feel it. Let me out.
Can I talk to him? Hey, tell me about the bad things.
Jail every other day. No, I don't. Do you have any idea how much?
That's wild, Bertie.
Nightingale and his cult are dangerous. We need to be prepared in case things escalate more than they already have. Can you call it in, Casey?
Yeah, Agent Casey here. Yeah. We need backup. The Bright Falls case. Whoever you can spare. ASAP.
Right. Well, that's our time. We'll be right back at
The lake?
The pages haven't been wrong yet.
We can't assume the person writing these pages isn't playing us.
I agree. I'm gonna take a quick look around. Meet you back at the car.
See you in a bit.
Break him out of the break. I'd like to if the game would let me. I'm sure a bunch of people being around Bright Falls specifically with guns is a great idea.
So, Rose, help me out. How do you think we know each other?
We all know each other around here. It's been a while, but I never forget a face. Or a coffee order.
Guess I just have one of those faces. Seen anything out of the ordinary in town lately? Suspicious people in deer masks?
No one's suspicious. But soon enough, there'll be lots of happy people wearing deer masks for Deerfest. Practically everyone will be wearing one.
Good to know.
I check out this park. Is that worth investigating? The Fantas Park was relocated here as our small town keeps growing. We are sure you'll find this placement for the park every bit as wonderful and relaxing as the previous one. Welcome to the new and improved Founders Park.
It's so quiet. Now why'd you go and do that? Stomping around like that and scaring the poor little things. A life lived with the birds is not for the birds.
Okay. Have a good one, Birdie.
I'll be back in a second.
Roger.
Where's my car? Oh, there it is.
Did you check out the town, Anderson?
Just getting my bearings.
Rinse and repeat. Clock out, get a beer.
I need to come clean, Anderson. I know why Nightingale was here 13 years ago. He was chasing a writer, Alan Wake.
Tammy mentioned him. She's writing a book on his disappearance.
You know the detective character from his books, Alex Casey.
Yeah, I've heard the jokes at the office. Cold case Casey. Murder case Casey. Sorry.
Haha. It's the same name, similar job. It's the first thing anyone thinks of. It annoyed me, but that was it. Then, 10 years ago, I started getting strange letters in the mail. Fragments of prose describing murders. You've heard the stories about what happened in New York. Some of it, at least. Bodies started to pile up. It was a murder cult. Turns out the fragments sent to me were from the crime books of Alan Wake. The cult was copycatting the murders from the books. In their heads, they were performing a ritual to bring Wake back. Their imagined prophet.
Interesting.
In that case, I started looking into Wake's disappearance on the side.
And you thought this case might be connected to him? His name does keep popping up.
I just wanted you to have all the facts.
I find it interesting that before we get to see Alan, the implication that he's kind of a villain is cool.
The page says Nightingale's in something. Need to figure out
I love this lighting. I'm generally not like that big into hyper-realism in video games. I don't really care about it. But I care a lot more about compositional choices and stylistic choices.
Casey,
and I am
you go ahead to the
obsessed
side.
with this
I'll
lighting
catch up.
here. This is great.
The writer of these pages knows what will happen. Because they're behind this, or because they can see what's coming. Impossible things are happening here. A world operating on different rules. I need to understand this strange logic. To see the clues. To solve the case.
I really like the voice actress that's playing Saga. The mighty mountain in the distance is no other than Mirror Peak, the iconic landmark overlooking Cauldron Lake. From the right angle, its beauty will be reflected on the calm surface of the lake, mirrored in all its inverted glory. Interesting.
A lot of things about this case keep bothering me. But one thing feels really off. Breaker's disappearance. Who was responsible?
He was about to give you more of those pages. Something didn't want us to have them? Or was protecting him from Nightingale? Spontaneous combustion? I don't know. Not the kind of disappearance we normally solve.
Very. I think if I like the game enough, I might play it also off stream and record that and maybe talk about it. I'm finding it interesting so far. I wonder what happened to Alex. I don't know what route he took. Concerning that there's a light here. Where are you, sawed-off shotgun? I want sawed-off shotgun. Shotgun, my beloved. Where are you? Where are you? And oh, I'm so sorry.
Hey, Casey. A triangle.
I don't get it.
Yes, you do.
Do you know how I get to the shotgun? Oh, it's probably back here.
Fancy meeting you here.
Our crime scene's drowning. I never minded rain. Feels like home.
No sign of Nightingale. But the page did place him at Cauldron Lake, in an overlap. So how do we follow him there?
Maybe something around here will tell us.
I know you're there. Now I want to look it up because I want the shotgun. Oh, shotgun. Two. Okay, I see. It's just locked off from me. For now, anyway.
We've seen this symbol before.
Good eye.
Monsters, overlaps, rituals.
Yeah, I just can't get into the back room yet.
The killers are usually the ones performing the ritual, not the detective. Acting out their sick fantasy. They may be trying to get you involved, forcing you into their twisted world.
But with dead men coming alive, the word ritual starts to have more weight behind it. We need to look around, learn what this ritual is. After we find Nightingale, what then?
Corvids, my beloveds, I hear you.
I've watched you arrest plenty of monsters, Anderson.
You know what I mean. Monsters. Light worked against him at the morgue. That might be the only way to stop him from hurting anyone else. Bare feet. Nightingale. I'll see where these footprints lead. Can you comb through the crime scene one more time, KC? Just in case?
On it. If anything comes up, I'll radio you.
Hi Miranda, how's it going?
The tracks lead into the water. Where'd you go from here? I can feel something.
Like that.
A presence. Nightingale isn't far. Nah.
I do not like jump scare. Where am I supposed to go? Oh, profiling.
I know Nightingale is somewhere around Cauldron Lake.
The tree was a threshold. This place and the dark place. You're in over your head. Next stop, Caldera Street Station.
The threshold. Like a doorway. Leading to Nightingale.
Thank you, Random Nerd. I figured it out, but yeah, thank you.
Which is that? What is that? These aren't the same tracks that were here before. They're headed into the tree, not out of it. My flashlight burned the dark stuff away.
The fuse was in place. Saga stepped into the witch's hut. Inside, a bright light. There were
Alan,
objects that stood out to
wake
Saga,
me
as if
up
the light had manifested.
when September ends.
Okay. I trust the pages to lead me to the overlap.
Hmm. Hmm.
Light is the key. To stay safe. But is Witch's Ladle the doorway into the overlap? If so, that's where I'll find Nightingale. I need to find the witch's hut.
Ooh, scary. Bah. It's just such a boring way of trying. Like, it just doesn't count as scared because I'm not scared when that happens. I'm startled.
This is the witch's hut.
Anderson, thought I saw something in the woods. Probably just a deer, but I'm gonna check it out.
Okay. I found another page. Following up on a lead. Keep checking in.
Roger.
The page described the hut being lit and mentioned a fuse. The fuse box is missing a fuse. I need to find one to turn on the lights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Mind Palace investigative mechanic is really cool. Where would I find a fuse, though? Maybe at the general store? These woods sure are spookies. Spooky woods. Just once in a video game I want that to work. Where are you? You're doing a good job of building tension, though. Give it that. Yo, that's just that's worse. That's awful. I thought I saw a fuse box back here. Am I just like dumb? Oh, you're supposed to go up to the camp that's nearby the house, which makes no sense at all. Like, why would I think a random camp nearby would have a fuse? I think you're right, Lewis. I do think that that was part of what their use was for. They just blow off the entire handle area.
This fuse is busted. This one looks good. People should really stop littering, though.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was bad telegraphing by the game. Like, not at all coherent that you would need to turn around and walk up to some random person's camp. Find a fuse.
Another page. Making progress.
The image of the witch in the sign. Saga addressed the witch. The smudged line on the heart. The second part recited from memory. I brought you the heart, witch. Show me the terror. Saga pushed the heart through the hole in the sign.
The page from the witch's hut seems to be describing some kind of ritual.
Nightingale's heart disappeared from the morgue. Where is it?
To get into the overlap, I need to find Nightingale's heart. Read the line imprinted on it, plus the line on the page to the witch's ladle sign. Then push the heart through the hole in the sign.
Hello, Nightingale.
I need Nightingale's heart to get to the overlap. Where is it?
Cultist isn't close. He was there, but he was risen. Nightingale was there. The opposite of sunspots. Who said that?
That's not it. I don't have what I need to find Nightingale's heart. There must be more. Nightingale's heart. Where is it?
Wow.
Oh, I should listen to that one, sorry.
Where is it?
While they played cards in the general store.
Jesse's plural? I did not catch that in
Get out of my house.
in Control.
Nightingale's heart.
Then again, I didn't play super far into Control. I think it's kind of a bad game.
I need to check the general store for the heart.
Casey, I'm headed to the general store. I think I know how to get into the overlap.
Roger that. I followed some ATV tracks in the woods and got a bit turned around.
Did you get lost?
I've only been lost once in my life, Anderson. The years I spent with my ex-wife. My way back, don't you worry about it.
Okay, that's a really funny subversion, because Max Payne's whole thing is like, my wife was killed, you know? That is a deer. That is not a deer. Holy shit. Okay, that got me. That was well done. That was well done. Ooh, I got inventory upgrade. 80 Fortuna at the counter. Don't forget update code. It's probably 7. No, it wouldn't be 715 maybe? Control has some interesting story stuff surrounded by extremely long, dragged out, and very boring gameplay.
The text on the heart is clearer now. Legible. I feel like I recognize this. The fridge. The heart. I knew it would be here. Like I saw it in a dream. And now I need to give the heart to the witch. Makes total sense.
This combination thing makes no sense. Maybe 202, 555. Try 202 and then 555. That's not. Got some more batteries at least. Yeah. No, I think Control, it's like I would love to play the game less and experience the story more, and if that's the point, ooh, maybe it's 137? No. Oh, that makes no sense. I looked up the solution, and it's silly. Yay, shotgun. I didn't want to spend too much time trying to solve a puzzle when I'm streaming. If I was playing by myself, I would have taken the time to actually figured it out myself, but when I'm streaming, sometimes it's better to just keep things moving so you all don't have to sit there while I figure out basic things. Okay. I hate the achievement noise and achievement notifications. It really ruins immersion. Yeah.
Casey, there are cultists in the area. They're taken, like Nightingale. Watch yourself out there.
Yeah, thanks for the heads up. I'm still finding my way back.
You have the worst sense of direction.
Any city in America I can get through drunk and blindfolded. It's these damn trees.
That's a really funny bit, that like Max Payne can only navigate cities.
I need to perform a ritual to open the overlap.
Well, Alex Casey.
But it is exciting.
It's the wrong path. I have no idea how to turn them off because it's not Steam. Like, I know how Steam's works. Wait. They don't. Okay. What do I need to do? There's the heart.
Found the heart in the fridge. Just like the page said I would. Sounds literary. But what does it mean?
I love that canonically he's just like a bad writer. Have a good night, Molly. Ah, thank you. I'm glad you liked the most recent vid. I am quite proud of it. I hope it continues to do well. Okay. Epic Games being the worst? I'm so shocked. Oh wait, am I supposed to go to Witch's Ladle? Probably. That's probably where I'm supposed to go. Wait. So stupid, I'm sorry. I find it interesting that the first thing we fight in this one is the yeah, come over here. Come on. I thought I set it to skip QuickTime events. Ugh. I hate QuickTime events. Okay, I'm kind of bad at this combat, huh? Oh, you have to delete the overlays. That's a choice. I do like the sound design on the guns here. That's pretty well done. Oh. Yeah, I just don't care about Epic Game notifications. Also, reminder, chat, if you're enjoying the stream and or like the videos and stuff, like supporting, you can donate. I don't want accessibility options. I just don't like QuickTime events. It's not that I can't do them, it's just that they're annoying.
Casey, I think I'm in the overlap. Are you still on your way?
Casey! Casey, do you read me? Logan? Logan! Where are you?
Where are you?
What the fuck was that?
You know, I'm so...
You're imagining things.
Please help me.
What was that? Wait. Did I get turned around? No, this is right. This place is looping. Like a nightmare.
I feel like the flashlight's much less usable than in Alan Wake 1. It's a lot jankier, and you have to use way more of it to do stuff. If that makes sense. Great, I have no flashlight charges. Going into what's probably a boss fight.
He's here. Nightingale.
Trapped. Escape. Danger.
Who is that? It's like they're coming in over a bad signal. Nightingale's badge.
Okay, well at least I got some gear. Not much, but some. Section's very weird. I'm guessing that's hints at what Alan Wake's section's gonna look like. Oh, come on. How did that not dodge?
Gotta move. Now.
Where?
Get to safety.
Is this safety? I don't know where I'm going. I'm completely lost. Hello, Max Payne. Come on. just like wasting ammo and resources. Little to no payback. At least it's giving me stuff back. Yeah, this boss fight's kind of eh. Where are you? Like, I hear him. What the fuck? Finally. What's it aim for the source point earlier? So I thought that was a better place to aim, but maybe I should aim for the head more? Lessons learned and all that.
Who are you?
What is this? Who are you?
Hear me.
I'm Saga Anderson, FBI. I can hear you.
Oh no, photobomb.
Cauldron Lake.
Yes, I'm at Cauldron Lake. Where are you?
How to escape. In danger. The dark presence.
Danger. Thanks. Got it. Hey!
Is Alan dead?
Are you okay?
No! It's my fault! It got out with my face scratch!
Sir, calm down. I'm gonna need you to take a breath.
He's changed the story. The dark presence. We must stop it before...
Easy now. First things first. What's your name?
My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer. I've been...
My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer.
Where did you come from?
Welcome back, Alan
You've been
Wake.
missing for 13 years.
13.
Interesting. Sad I have to skip the songs. I'm sure they're very good songs. Just...
Where did you go? All of a sudden, the radio stopped working, and then that flooding just disappeared. Crazy forest. Is this who I think it is?
Casey, say hello to Alan Wake. Mr. Wake, this is Special Agent Alex Casey. He'll escort you.
That's the name of the game.
Casey, I'll meet you there, right after I take a look around. If the flooding's receded, there might be evidence we missed earlier.
The Dark Presence is now Alan Wake 2. Get it? Okay. I've been going for nearly 3 hours, so I think that's probably a good spot to wrap things up. As we finished another chapter. And we did not hit the goal for drawing Alan Eepy. Next time I stream, perhaps we will hit the goal for Alan Eepy drawing. But I hope you all have a lovely night, and thank you so much for being here for the stream. And yeah, consider supporting the channel if you feel like it. Also, if you support through the Patreon, there's a much better edit of the I Saw the TV Glow video on there. And I'll probably look up the songs on my own. I just don't want to get copyright claimed and then have no money for the stream. That's kind of annoying. But yeah, if you feel like supporting, I'm going to be putting up some more stuff pretty soon. My goal is to try to make a shorter video for December on my channel, and I'm also going to be finishing up a big script I've been writing for Jesse pretty soon, and I'll put up the version that I wrote first, because I think it might be cool for you to all look at how iterative writing with Jesse and I works and how much it changes things over time. Sometimes I write first, sometimes Jesse writes first, and then we bounce off of each other. But it's I'm really proud of where the script is at right now. It's called Androids Who Never Androids, and once we do film it, I'll be also editing the video version of that as well. So yeah, if you want to see that script early, if you want to see the script I'm working on for December early, all that stuff, go check out the Patreon. I haven't fully decided which script I'm doing for December. I've kind of been oscillating between a few. The one that I think might be the most likely was one I was working on last night, which is about how do I explain this? It's about art and information that is lost, and how that affects us, and it's a little bit about Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter. It's a little bit about the Internet Archive stuff that happened last year. And it's about a video game that I liked when I was like 15 and later was like removed from Steam along with the other creators' other stuff because they just like couldn't afford to maintain it existing on the platform. And so it's literally just like lost media. And yeah. I find the loss of information, loss of art, collective forgetting, cultural forgetting, fascinating and sad topic. So, yeah, I will see you all later. Consider supporting, and have a good night. Before I go, I'm just going to pin you links. Bye.